This young lad was having a nice time on his computer playing a video game. All of a sudden, the moment turned chaotic when an eerie paranormal appeared on the screen, giving the lad the greatest shock of his life. In a second, he disappeared from his seat while screaming continuously. This transparent glass walkway is terrifying. Built in an amusement park, it sends chills down the spine of tourists, children alike. Whenever people walk on it, the glass suddenly begins to crack, leaving the tourists in a state of fear and anxiety. The shattering glass would spread cracks like a spider's web, followed by cracking sound that creates a heart-pounding experience for the people. However, despite the initial shock, the walkway is created with an illusion technology that makes it cracks. What would your experience be like if you were walking on this walkway?
This glass walkway is absolutely terrifying. As you walk across, the glass beneath your feet suddenly shows realistic cracking effects, accompanied by the sound of shattering glass. It feels like the glass is actually breaking. Most first-time visitors are left panicking in fear. Do you dare to try it out?
This video showed the moment a truck lost its control while driving up a steepy road. The footage, captured by a witness, revealed the terrifying incident. The cargo truck began ascending up the steep hill but couldn't move any longer. As all efforts to gain control proved abortive, the driver quickly jumped out. With its uncontrollable descent, the truck rammed into some bulldozers packed alongside the road and overturned. Here is a creepy scene of a man and a dog they bought off the dark web. The caged dog's look seems terrifying while making some aggressive moves that scared its owner afterwards.
This thing is so weird. Can you understand me?
In this scary video, a group of men tried to hunt a massive python from its pond. The footage, captured by a bystander, reveals the intense, deadly encounter. One of the men, armed with a long pole in his hand, is cautiously using the pole to bring the snake out of the water. The men scrambled together to capture the snake by its tail, but the animal proved to be a formidable opponent. As much as they tried to pull it out, the snake resisted and drew back into the pond. The python later lunged forward to attack, and the men ran back. Tension grew as they continued to re-strategize their trick to get it out. Take a look at this scary scene, captured in a room of a house. It was late at night when some strange sound was heard coming from the room. Upon check, this is what was seen. This cabinet opens and closes by itself, giving a scary encounter. Also in the room were a set of lighted candles, a mirror kit which was broken without anyone touching it. Undoubtedly, it looks like some ghostly adventures which are not caught on camera.
Meu Deus do céu. Olha, ó. Meu Deus. Viado. Você não vai assustar a gente. Você tem condições de continuar? Porque é importante. Tem, não tem? Pronto. Me mostra como foi que seu irmão faleceu. Calma. Fica calmo.
In this video, two people were on a drive when they got to the haunted Governor's Road Bridge in Davidson, Maryland. Creeped out as they got on the bridge, they decided to turn the car around.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, shit. Go.
I can't go any farther. It's flooded. See?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Just as they were turning, one of the men noticed a shadow lurking around. He immediately told the other passenger, and they sped out of the area, running for their dear lives.
Back up.
What's that?
What?
Who's in front of us? See that? It's a little black thing or something crawling in the woods.
Dude, get out of here. Back up. Now, back.
A young Japanese girl is seen in front of a mirror combing her hair in this video, and when she was asked a question, she turned back.
女の子が母親の方を向き、一瞬鏡の方へ振り返った。その次の瞬間。
While talking with her mother, she looked back all of a sudden into the mirror and made gestures at the mirror. Turning her face back to her mother, the reflection of her in the mirror did not do the same, remaining stagnant.
右側の鏡に映り込んだ女の子のみが睨みつけるようにこちらを向いている。
Noticing this, the girl tried letting her mother know what was going on by pointing at the reflection of herself. In this video recorded by a person who has always noticed some paranormal activities in his home and decides to find out what it was. The first clip was recorded on January 12th at 12:34 a.m. The clip started by showing a door that was closed with a dream catcher hanging from it. A few seconds later, the door starts opening with no visible person opening it. The next clip was recorded January 14th at 12:34 a.m. Also, from a different angle this time, the video starts showing the same door with a strange light passing in front of it before opening. The last clip shown in the video was recorded on the 18th of January, the same time as the last two clips, and the door keeps opening the same way as it has. Three men seated at a table tried to confirm if spirits are real by summoning one. Seated together with candles on the table and a speaker, they call on to the spirit, asking if the spirit is there with them.
It didn't take long to get a response.
Are you here with us? Let us know.
Not prepared for the answer from the speaker, they were all shocked to get a response that sounded like the voice of a little girl.
I'll count to 10. You hide inside. That was a little girl's voice.
A dog owner worried about his dog. He noticed the dog has been staring at something in an empty space around the house, as if looking at something that can't be seen with the naked eye. The dog owner decides to install a camera on him to see what he keeps looking at while exiting the house, leaving the dog alone at home. The owner leaving the house, Fen the dog, is left at home alone when he hears a whistle. Fen curiously stands up to check where it's coming from. Walking around the house to see if someone is home, Fen hears a footstep and starts whimpering, showing sign of fear, as he might have seen something he is not familiar with. A sizzling form can be seen in the house, creating a sense of wonder. The room is dim, adding to the mystery of the figure roaming the house. The form moves across the stairs of the house as if playing a game and having fun before disappearing into the light, not to be seen again.
A scary alien was seen in the forest looking so terrifying. The massive creature, spotted, lurking in the dense woods, has a huge appearance and seems imposing, but not aggressive. In this video, a group of men tried to prevent a vehicle from getting overturned into a steepy mountain, but all efforts proved abortive. Despite the men's valiant efforts, struggling to hold the vehicle in place, their strength couldn't withhold the vehicle's momentum. Unfortunately, the car slipped over and overturned. The driver quickly jumped out of the car, rolling on the dusty, rugged terrain. It was an intense and scary experience, but fortunately no one was severely hurt. A sportsman escaped death in a terrifying accident during a superbike race. The scary crash when the rider lost control of the racing bike, which was running on a high speed. At the point of making a sharp turn, he went out of track, and in his bid to get back on track, he lost control. The bike threw him off and landed on him in a scary way on the ground after some drift turns. It was a heart-stopping moment, but the rider fortunately survived. This man left everyone around him in the stadium stunned and terrified as he did something scary while trying to catch a ball thrown at his side. Captured in the video is the moment the father stood up to catch a ball with a baby in his hand. As he stood up, he unconsciously dropped the baby in his hand and caught him up again almost immediately. Luckily, he was able to save the baby from falling and also got the ball. Aside from the baby, he also had a glass of wine in his right hand, which he held tightly to himself. He really got the people around startled and terrified. In this video, a cyclist embarked on a crazy, sloppy bike ride off a mountain cliff, which didn't later end well. The heart-stopping footage shows how the rider started hurtling down the rugged terrain. As he navigated through the trails, he tried avoiding hitting trees and rocks, but suddenly lost control at a point. He got motionless and crashed into the thick bush. Luckily, he survived the ordeal, but definitely would suffer minor injuries. The camera attached to his helmet captured every moment.
Holy bro!
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
A man, while trying to jump over some building heights, ended up injured at the end. The video, captured by the body cam, showed the moment the stuntman approached the edge of the walkway and jumped over to the next walkway. Unfortunately, his motion ended up being miscalculated as he landed, crashing on the stairs' concrete. The landing seemed brutal as the man writhed in pain. The severity of his injuries is unclear, but it is obvious that he suffered unavoidable injuries.
At Coral Cafe around 4:16 in the morning, an employee was seen cleaning the store with a mop and bucket. As he turned to leave the area, a dark object became visible, hovering and following him as he continued his work. Unaware of the strange presence, the employee remained focused on his tasks while the mysterious object latched onto him. In the CCTV footage of the quiet hall of the oldest school in Cork City, closed shelves, doors, and a wet floor sign were clearly visible. Suddenly, something rushed through the corridor. A loud noise followed, causing one of the shelves to shake violently before it suddenly stopped. Just when it seemed everything had calmed down, another shelf burst open, spilling its contents onto the floor. Shortly after, the sound of footsteps resembling someone walking in high heels echoed through the corridor, and the caution sign was shoved down aggressively. Security footage from a hospital courtyard in Rosario, Argentina, captured a chilling moment. The video showed an empty yard filled with hospital equipment and two stretchers when one suddenly moved. Initially, the movement was slow, but it quickly escalated as the stretcher jerked in various directions. For a brief moment, it appeared to levitate. As if whatever was pushing it grew impatient, the stretcher was suddenly flung across the yard. Whatever was behind the movement was far from friendly. At Mexico City International Airport, a security guard entered a plane holding a flashlight, scanning the area after checking the seats. He then proceeded toward the cabin to continue his search. Methodically, he moved around the plane, carefully inspecting behind the cabinets. Having found nothing unusual, the man turned to leave the plane when he suddenly heard a noise.
Verga.
He turned to investigate the sound, moving cautiously toward it with the flashlight in hand. Just as he got close, a dark object emerged from the shadows, as if it were hiding from him. Panic gripped the guard, and he ran for his life.
No mames.
Imagine stepping into your room only to freeze at the sight of demon-like creatures lurking in the dim light. One of them stands on your bed, shifting its body in unsettling, almost ritualistic movements, its form twisted and monstrous. The creature's skin is pale, with shadowy eyes that seem to peer right through you, its whole appearance grotesquely horrifying, making it hard to even look at. As you cautiously move the camera, a second creature emerges by the entrance, staring you down with a sinister hunger in its eyes. It appears dangerously famished, its skeletal frame twitching with anticipation as it inches closer, each movement a chilling reminder that you're not alone. The sense of dread deepens as you realize both creatures are fixated on you, making escape seem like a distant hope. In this video, a man walked into a room and saw this lady sitting alone on the bed. However, he heard some chit-chat coming from the room before, which prompted him to enter the room. He called the lady's name and there was no response. He touched her, but she didn't move either. It was a scary and unexplainable experience.
Amy. Amy. Amy.
Some ladies discovered they've been stalked by an unknown entity embodied in a cat right in their home. They decided to find out what it was, but got the shocking moment of their life.
Muchachos, hay algo allá afuera que estamos viéndolo. ¿Quién eres? Tú no eres un gato. ¿Qué pasó? ¡Ay, qué es esto! Vete de aquí, ¿quién eres?
Surprisingly, as the ladies were talking, the cat was responding while it hid itself in a room across their main apartment. All along, its dark shadow keeps peeking out of the room. All of a sudden, it came out to attack the women. Terrified, they quickly ran back into their room, panting heavily.
¿Qué es eso? ¿Quién eres? Te estoy grabando. ¿Quién eres? ¿Por qué estás aquí en mi casa? ¿Tú no eres un gato? Tú no eres un gato. Te ordeno que te vayas de mi casa. ¡Ay! No manches. No manches. ¿Qué es eso, Regina? Se abrió la puerta. Se abrió la puerta. Se abrió la puerta. ¡Ay, güey! Se me abrió la puerta. Vámonos, 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 vámonos. Regina, están tocando. Préndelo. Ya le hablé a la policía. Y ahorita va a venir. Tráeme un palo, Regina. Tráeme algo. Tráeme algo. Va a venir ahorita la policía. Corre. ¿A qué estás molestando aquí? Ya te habías ido. ¿Qué quieres? ¿A quién quieres? ¿A quién quieres? ¿A Regina o a quién quieres?
¿Cómo que a mí?
¿A quién quieres? Vete de aquí. Vete de aquí. Se paró. ¿Quién chingados eres? ¿Quién te mandó?
In broad daylight, a huge creature was videoed having its way to the lake. This very long and big python was seen crawling in loops and heading to the river. The moment was captured and posted online by some adventurers who were on their exploration journey. Cats can exhibit behavior that seems creepy and mysterious for several reasons. This video has different clips of the paranormal behavior of some of the animal species. In the first clip, a white cat is seen making some creepy moves. It stood on its hind legs and grew taller before walking majestically to the table. However, it jumped on the table in a mischievous way, too perfect for an animal of its kind. The second clip showed a strange appearance of a cat. It has big eyes like an owl, and the entire look is nothing but scary. In another clip was a black cat sitting on a cabinet, but right behind it was another creature that seemed like a skinwalker. In the last clip, a black cat was sighted peeping out of a room in the house. Its strange appearance looked more like a skinwalker. Its eyes popped out white in the dark, and its posture more creepy.
On December 21, 2014, at exactly 7 minutes past 11 at night, a video recorded something very strange. It showed a door opened. At first, it looked like there was nothing on the other side. As the moments passed, the scene became clearer, and a ghostly figure slowly appeared. The ghost walked slowly toward the door, pausing for a while as if it were unsure of what to do. From what could be seen, it looked like a girl, especially because of the long hair. After a short time, she seemed to fade away into the darkness, leaving behind an eerie silence that lingered in the air. In the video, a doll was shown placed up on a wardrobe, looking as ordinary as possible at first glance. The wardrobe is open and the room is bright, making the video very clear. As the camera focuses on the doll, something strange starts happening. The doll starts shaking its legs in a way that seems unnatural for a stuffed toy. The movement was slow at first, then it became more noticeable, giving an eerie feeling. The way the doll moves makes it seem like it's alive, making the video very unsettling. A baby is sleeping peacefully in a crib in a quiet and calm room. The gentle sound of the baby breathing fills the air. Everything seems perfect as the baby drifts into deep sleep. Suddenly, the peaceful atmosphere is disturbed by something mysterious. Out of nowhere, a mysterious force pulls on the baby's leg, causing the child to shake. But instead of waking up the baby, he continues sleeping soundly. A video of an empty living room comes into view. The room looks as simple and ordinary as possible, with plain furniture and soft lighting that creates a calm atmosphere. There are few chairs that are arranged neatly. Everything looks peaceful, like no one is home. Until a strange figure comes out of nowhere, running around the stairs on the second floor of the apartment. At first, it looks blurry, moving playfully and quickly. As the figure dashed around with much energy, it looked like a child. The way it moved was lively and playful, almost like it was having the time of its life. The figure ran around the stairs and the corridor like it was playing a game of hide and seek before disappearing behind the rail. This video shows a cat sitting outside the side of a house alone at night. The cat seems to be alone, enjoying the quiet night. It stood up there for a few seconds as if watching something. Everything about the video looks normal, just like a cat sitting outside of its house enjoying the night air. Everything changes when someone walks outside of the house. The person turned on a light switch while walking towards the door. The person's footsteps can be heard as they walk. The sensor light of the front door switches on as the person approaches the door, and something strange happens. The cat that was sitting there a few moments ago is now nowhere to be found, as if it had never been there in the first place. And just like that, it has vanished into thin air, like it was never there. This makes the video even more disturbing as it shows. This video caught on camera was taken on 26 November 2023 at exactly 9 minutes past 1 midnight. This video shows nothing at first. It starts with just a normal scene of a front house with the moon shining brightly. Everything looked normal as the whole world was asleep, and for a moment it looked peaceful. However, in just a moment, everything changed. A figure that looks like an animal suddenly showed up out of nowhere and ran off. The figure is hard to see at first, but as it runs, it becomes clearer. The way it ran fast makes it hard to tell what it was exactly. The video shows something not quite normal and not something we see often. The figure in the video does not appear like anything friendly, and the way it moves makes it more scary. The scene starts with a refrigerator door being opened by a man, revealing a flickering light. He opens the refrigerator again and sees the same thing.
Lights were flickering inside the refrigerator, and I thought that was strange. I had never seen it before.
He walks to the bathroom and sees the light blinking creepingly and water running in the sink.
But what really creeped me out was the light in the bathroom started flickering, and I heard water running. So I kind of snuck around the corner, and
in adjoining rooms, far back, a door clearly closes on its own, seeming like what a dead spirit could do. The man's legs walk out of the house quickly, and in what looks like a disoriented state, his camera moves around to show a greenery garden.
as I started to walk away from the bathroom after cutting the water off, I kind of heard something behind me, and that was actually this door here.
Going back in, there is a chair laying on the floor on its side, the cabinets are open widely, and the kitchen is totally scattered as though a madman had just been there. He immediately becomes afraid and becomes engulfed by fear, making him rush back outside.
To go back inside the house.
I went through every single room looking for somebody, thinking maybe somebody had gotten in and they were just trying to scare me. I checked every room, under every bed.
He doesn't find anyone.
The fourth or fifth time I had watched them.
Deciding to get inside the house again, he checks every surface in the rooms and kitchen to see if he would find anything that could be a clue. Suddenly, the camera stops and zooms into a room across, and to the utmost shock and disbelief, an image was seen with its head hanging upside down at the doorpost. It was a horrible-looking skeleton. It looked like it had been peeking all day.
I got scared.
After 2 hours, Cody finally musters up the courage to go back inside the house.
I went through every single room looking for somebody, thinking me.
There is a herd of piñatas, and one sticks its head out in a very creepy manner. The orangish-yellowish door of a large warehouse is opened. On the floor is a piñata in a yellow and white outfit with black hair. The same piñata is in another background of the store with just its legs sticking out.
We would arrive in the morning, open the store, and this specific piñata was lying on the floor. On the next day, this same piñata.
Different piñatas are hung up top, and in the night a message enters the phone of a worker in the store. Next, the footage is being reviewed, and amid the toys, something with oversized, clear white eyes having black rings surrounding it, as well as dropping strands of hair, raises its head up.
Mario sets up a security camera to see what's happening inside the store. When he reviews the footage, his blood runs cold. As some kind of...
In separate footage captured at night, another piñata spins, twirls, and spins out of control with great speed and force. Then a set of feet walk outside around a partitioned box and set of tools for drilling. Without being plugged in or powered by light, it comes up on its own, which was scary.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
This is creepy looking, this is scary looking, this is almost the textbook definition of something ghoulish. It's almost out of a Japanese horror.
A similar yellow piñata is on the shelf of a supermarket. It was bought, and the worker uses a spray can to spray the doll with water as if to cleanse it from all evil. The piñata suddenly falls in the store and swings to the far left, not to be seen.
It was turning with such force that when I saw the full video, I said to myself, this is very strange.
In this footage, some group of men were trying to destroy rock formations which are not in the right place and could be dangerous for hikers. However, something terrifying happened afterwards. While the men continued adjusting the rock formation, one of the huge stones accidentally lost balance. It almost hit one of the men, which would cause a drastic ending. Thankfully, the man quickly moved away. His daughter, who saw the moment, was so terrified that her shrill cry could be heard in the video, shouting, "Daddy, Daddy?" This man was attacked by a particular creature called stingray in shallow water. The stingray was stepped on by the man repeatedly while it laid low in the water. In retaliation to the threat posed by the man, the beast whipped up its tail and stung his feet. It's obvious the man consciously stepped so hard on it, but the outcome was indeed scary. The man was stung, and it was a dangerous one. He is seen groaning in pain on the ground which he was thrown on. In this eerie footage, a black paranormal figure was captured peeping through the window, its face contorted into an expression both haunting and unrecognizable. The creature's origins remain a mystery, but its unsettling presence, caught in that brief, chilling moment on camera, leaves viewers feeling as if something malevolent is watching just beyond the edge of darkness.
Я абсолютно одна дома, этот человек стоит неподвижно уже час. Он не шевелится и не разговаривает. Я не знаю, вызывать ли полицию или что мне делать.
Late at night, a huge snake was seen crawling around a flooded compound. It was discovered that a heavy downpour led to a flood, which brought the venomous creature into the house. Citing the home threat animal, the inhabitants and neighbors came around to get rid of it. To prevent it from entering the house and cause havoc, heavy stones were thrown at the snake. It was a very huge python. This video recorded the moment a creepy-looking dog came out of its pen upon being summoned by its owner. On first appearance, you'd think it is a bear, with how huge and hairy it seems. At one point, it appeared to be paranormal. It's quite creepy looking for a dog.
At night in a museum somewhere in Liverpool, a glass-enclosed dummy was caught on camera with its eyes mysteriously open, and almost immediately the door of the glass does the same. Just like a scene from a movie, the mouth of the dummy, which is called Mr. Fritz, started moving like it was having a conversation with someone, just that the other was not visible. In this video, a woman is seen in a room sleeping when her door that was slightly open began to open wider and wider. The bed cover, which she had used to cover herself, also began to slip from her body as if someone had pulled it from her body. This woke the woman up. Finding it strange, she turned on the light switch to check her surroundings, but immediately after she turned it on, the light bulb went off. Without putting much attention to it, she stood up to go out the door that was open earlier. Returning to her bed, she closed the door and climbed back on her bed, but just as she did that, the light she switched on before came on. Thinking the light has finally stayed on, it went off as quickly as it came on. This makes the woman uneasy, so she started searching for her phone to maybe call for help. But the noise she hears scares her more, making her drop the phone and pull the bed cover to cover her whole body. In a busy pub in Belford, Northumberland, customers were naturally jam-packed around the bar, as many pints of beer were served. A trio sat facing themselves as they conversed, when a glass on another table suddenly broke without anyone touching it. This video was captured in another pub located in Canterbury, England. In the video, one of the empty chairs suddenly moved like it was being pulled back to sit. Further back, a chess piece that was on a table moved on its own, and an umbrella that had been closed suddenly slid open. Another clip showed a door shut forcefully and another chair being pulled out in the counter.
A crazy moment when a Corvette crashed a BMW during a highway race was recorded online, leaving viewers stunned. The Corvette left the BMW in ruins as it rammed into the German sports car, sending debris flying everywhere. Thankfully, the driver came out unscathed. He narrowly escaped being crushed to death. Nonetheless, he threw a tantrum for the havoc done to his car. This TikTok video of a man attempting to walk on a rope to cross from Europe to Asia has circulated online. Although being an expert of the game, it is scary to see the risk he's taking on. The man walks on a rope which is 165 meters high and 1075 meters long. The rope was connected on the highway bridge which connects the two countries together. But then, it was a successful adventure, although dangerous and scary.
And I'm walking from Asia to Europe right now. I'm standing right now on the line which is 165 meters high and 1074 meters long. I've never been on the line like this. It connects two continents, Europe with Asia. Let's see where I am right now. Europe or Asia? I think I'm closer to Europe. keep going. And we are in Europe.
Recorded in this footage is the moment a tragic accident occurred on the high that sent chills to the spines of witnesses and viewers alike. In the video, vehicles are traveling along the highway with no hitch until a catastrophic accident unfolds. Right in front of the vehicle with the dash cam recording the whole situation is a mini Jeep traveling at a moderate speed. Unknown to the driver, a vehicle was traveling at high speed from the left lane. In no time, the overspeeding vehicle drifted from its lane and rammed into the moving mini Jeep, creating a devastating scene. This video captured the moment a man got the greatest shock of his life when his shadow was held by his counterpart. They were having a game in what seems like a magic test, and the men held hands while they were being recorded. It was in the night. Surprisingly, when the first man's hand was released, his shadow stood still until the magic man released it. Terrified by this discovery, the man fled from the scene. The cameraman, who was shocked by the experiment, also couldn't hold his shock. It was so creepy. Here's another terrifying case of a drastic accident that on a highway. The shocking incident was recorded through a dash cam, revealing the devastating crash. The footage covered a white truck moving on the fast lane while a mini black car attempted to overtake it. Suddenly, the truck's front tire blew out and hit the mini car on speed. The sudden hit sent the black vehicle flying in the air before crashing down onto the highway. The impact of the accident was huge and disastrous. The survival of the driver and anyone with him in the car is unknown.
In this video recorded, a figure can be seen slightly as it passes through the dining area of the house to the kitchen. Just as soon as it appears, it disappears, leaving no trace at all except the camera footage. During a campfire at the Glastonbury Stone Circle, a group gathers to enjoy the night and have fun under the stars. With fire burning and cracking, everyone seemed to be at peace as laughter filled the air. A woman among the people there captures the memory of the beautiful night. As her camera passed by, the phone captured a strange figure blending into the darkness without being noticed. It was so subtle that no one seems to notice something passing by them and disappearing into thin air. In this video, it shows just cats at home, with no one else around except them. The camera shows a cat sitting on its legs. The cat was conscious of its environment, as it seems that it may have seen something unusual. The cats keep looking at the camera and immediately turn its focus to the other side of the room, closer to the door. Looking, it seems like it saw something. The camera caught a shadow-like form coming out of the room. Another cat followed the shadow as it moved closer to the door and finally opened it and left. In this video, it shows a truck driving down the highway at midnight, where there are only a few cars driving at the time. The video was recorded by the dash cam, which shows how the truck moves down the highway for a while. The truck was moving normally, then after a while it passed through a transparent figure standing on the side of the road. At the time, there was no car in sight, just the truck driving down. This figure was just standing there in the middle of the road, making it more suspicious. There is no sign of movement by this mysterious figure, no sign of walking. It just seems to appear out of nowhere, and it was right in the middle of the road. The video begins with someone pointing at an empty corridor that strangely seems like someone is walking down the hall. Calling out to the figure, the man kept shouting, but that did not make it stop. Instead, it kept walking till it disappeared.
Yeah. Okay. Come on, if you hit. If you hit, what's that? What's that? There.
Seeing this, the other man decides to chase down the mysterious figure while also disappearing through the hall. Not wanting to be left behind, the man holding the camera follows as well.
Carl, I can see it now. Go for it, go for it. I'm right behind you, Carl, look, get your torch. Hello? They fell upstairs. If you hit, what's that?
This video recorded the terrifying moment a skateboarder on a race lost balance on the express and narrowly escaped being hit by the vehicle behind him. The footage was recorded by the vehicle's dashcam camera, showing how the skater was navigating the highway on his board. Suddenly, he lost control, stumbled for a while, and fell. His board slipped under him and was thrown to the ground. The driver quickly drifted the vehicle's direction and hit the brake to avoid hitting the unconscious skater. Another camera recorded the moment the injured skateboarder struggled to get back on his feet. In a shocking display of recklessness, a group of men made a jump scare experiment that ended up in catastrophe. A massive rock was hurled off the high mountain cliff, which they stood at the cliff's edge. As the rock was pushed over the edge, they watched it in awe as it plummeted downward. The rock began bouncing up and down the mountain slope with alarming speed. Obviously, its destination is unpredictable.
Got it. Oh, we've got this, boys. We've got this, boys. We've got this, boys. Oh! 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 This thing is huge, cuz. I've lost it. Oh, he's going. Is it? Oh, is that it? Oh, we're back. Shit, we're back. Holy shit. Oh! Holy shit! My God! Oh!
Meanwhile, this is relatable to the events of drastic accidents that on the highway, oftentimes leading to tragic effect. In another clip, rocks of the same size crashed onto some moving vehicles on the highway. One of the vehicles was crushed into pieces. It was a tragic accident.
Holy shit! God! Oh! Let's go! Oh!
In this video, a mother is having a nice time with her child in their house, unbeknownst to her that they were at the verge of danger. The entrance to the house was opened, giving a chance for a huge python to crawl in. Unnoticed, the mother continued playing with her child until she noticed the creepy creature. Scared, she quickly carried her baby and ran inside while the python crawled back outside. In another video, a family was sleeping in their living room when out of nowhere, a huge monitor lizard crawled past them. The baby, who was not sleeping, saw the animal and let out a shrill cry, leading to confusion and fear. The nap suddenly turned into a moment of chaos as the child couldn't stop crying. This TikTok video revealed the moment an eerie figure was caught on camera while recording. In the footage, the handler by the name Peak Stories, Yars Official, left the phone recording some Ouija boards on the bed when a strange creature suddenly appeared in the window. The figure, upon its appearance, waved at the camera before it later disappeared. What could this creepy creature probably be? This man was having fun with his phone on his bed when he noticed a movement to his bedside. The object, covered with a blanket, stood unmoved beside the bed, prompting the man to check what was underneath. Shockingly, it was a chair that walked in by itself into the room. Terrified, the man ran out of the room immediately. Here, in this video, is a series of creepy scenes caught on camera. In the first clip, a homeowner recorded a paranormal found in his house. It was seated on a chair in the living room, and after a while it stood up and disappeared. In another clip, a man noticed some hands banging his glass door. He moved to the entrance, put on the light, but couldn't find anything. He opened the door, and there was nothing there. All the while, his dog kept on barking.
Right there this time. Hello? Hey, no. No, stay there. Hey. Oh my God. Dude. It's okay. It's okay. Leave. Stop. You gotta go. Shh. Calm down. What are you? Stop! Charlie, come on.
In the last clip, the man, while working on his laptop, noticed some flickering light in his corridor. Uncomfortable, he stood up to check what's going on. A dark figure peeped out of the restroom, but as the man got in, he found nothing, leaving him more troubled.
I don't even know how to explain what I'm seeing. Holy hell. Yes? Hello? What is that? Who are you? I'm not gonna hurt you. Leave my lights alone.
This scary creature was discovered lurking in a dimly lit room and quickly recorded and shared online in hopes of identifying what it might be. Its unsettling, human-like face and unnervingly long tail give it an otherworldly presence that immediately stirs fear. Moving across the mattress with an eerie confidence, it leaves an air of unease in its wake. Dark stains, possibly blood, cover its mouth, heightening the horror of its appearance. The creature's haunting gaze and casual, yet menacing behavior make it look like something straight out of a nightmare, leaving viewers to question if they are witnessing a real-life paranormal encounter. In this scary footage shared online, this couple created a scene that left viewers jump-scared. A creepy shadow was discovered at the corridor house by the woman, but very unknown to the man. It was in the night. While the wife was trying to show her man what she was seeing, as he switched off the light, he couldn't see anything. He tried putting on the light repeatedly to see what it was, but all to no avail, only for the creature to later appear suddenly at the camera looking so scary.
In the dead of night inside a deep, thick forest, few voices can be overheard as some people make their way through the forest. The atmosphere is quiet and mysterious, with only the sound of leaves and animals often breaking the silence. Although the footage dates back to the 11th of June 2006, the video recorded was clear enough as it shows the surroundings and the people moving through the forest. Searching around with their torch cutting through the night, the team moved further around the forest. As they made their way along a narrow path, they came across a stream. As they walked the stones, something suddenly caught their attention. Despite the darkness, they saw something strange and unusual just off the path, something that stood out, which made them pause in their tracks. Looking intensively at the object in front of them for better understanding and why it looked so strange. Just as they were focusing on it, the eyes of the object suddenly flashed open. This shocking sight filled them with a wave of fear, and without thinking twice, they turned around and ran as fast as they could. Their urge to escape the frightening mystery makes them keep running, leaving it behind them. In this TikTok video, a cute baby can be seen sleeping peacefully, surrounded by a soft pillow and a blanket. The room is quiet and calm as the baby sleeps until something unexpected happens. A mysterious force suddenly jerks the baby's left leg apart, causing the baby to stir.
Ayo, something traumatic happened that changed my life. Check.
This sudden movement woke the boy up from his peaceful sleep. The toddler quickly sat up in his crib, rubbing his eyes. But as soon as the baby rose up, a light rose up with him floating up before disappearing from sight. CCTV footage captured a mysterious shadow-like figure that walks fast past the camera in full view. The figure moved almost like it was flying rather than walking. The shadow then moves slowly towards a car before disappearing into the night, leaving the area silent once more. In a car park late one night, everything was quiet, and still the moon shone brightly and cast shadows on the cars parked in the lot. A mysterious figure suddenly appears and moves swiftly across the open space. As the figure moved, it looked like it was floating rather than walking in the lot with a footstep barely audible.
Weird. Then it just disappears.
The figure then disappeared in plain sight right in front of the cars parked there, as if it had never been there in the first place, leaving the area quiet once again. It looks like a normal day for a girl walking down the stairs in her home. As she steps down the stairs, she notices something unusual in the corridor. At the bottom of the stairs, she sees something like smoke in human form coming out of the corridor. The smoke seems to be moving in mysterious ways, and it catches her off guard without thinking twice. The girl immediately ran back up the stairs while the ghost vanished into the air. A CCTV footage captured a hall, and at first glance, everything looked completely normal. It was past midnight, and the quietness of the hour made the space feel even more peaceful. It was a normal night, and nothing seems out of the ordinary. Suddenly, everything changed when a ghost appeared at the end of the room. At first, it stood there like it was examining the quiet hall. The spirit then starts transforming into what seems like a smoke, and in a slithering motion, the smoke starts moving across the room. Just as the figure had appeared, it disappeared into the thin air.